Oh boy. I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood right now. Okay. So, first off, before I get to saying anything else, I just hit the button to switch views a little too hard. And the button I currently have, the keycap I have on the button to switch views, is a Overwatch Mercy keycap, and it has a tendril of hair that a lock of hair that sticks kind of up and forward at an angle, and I absolutely just poked my finger on that tendril of hair really hard, and it hurt. So I'm off to a start. Okay. So, oh my god, I am game studios this week have pissed me off. I am mad. I am freaking furious. I think game studios have absolutely failed us in some profound ways. As Alyssa noticed, started with a RambleCast opening screen. Yeah, I probably should use a stream deck. Anyway, as Alyssa noticed, I opened up on the RambleCast stream, and that was on purpose because I am going full in on some hate fuel. Okay, so, I'm not really sure which to start with, because I want to talk about two different things. Both owned by Microsoft, which I feel like that says a lot. I mean, we can start on this. Alyssa, you know what? I'm going to give you the choice. Shall we start on the Xbox, or sorry, on the Halo stuff? Or shall I start on the Overwatch stuff? Leaving it up to you. Because, you know what? I should probably start on the Halo stuff, because I have less to say about that. But, oh boy. Okay. So, starting on the Halo stuff. Let's do that. Okay. So, rumor has it, and by the way, I'm going to
heroes broke through the gates of the
in the interest of sort of having something happening on screen while I talk about this, I'm going to very haphazardly, I'm going to play Trine while I do this. Later, I'm going to switch to Horizon Zero Dawn. But I figure Trine is a good starting point, just to have some visual activity. Oh wow, crap. Yeah, okay. We're gonna. Okay, so So anyway, what's with the game? This is Trine, the original Trine. There have been 4 Trine games. I picked up the original ages and ages ago, and I figured I would play back through them. It's been a really long time since I played them, so you know, why not? Yeah, and that's pretty much it. It's just, why not? Oh. Oh, good. That healed me. Would have been bad if that didn't. Okay, so anyway. Not really sure if I'm going to focus well enough to do my rant, but we're going to try it anyway. So, let's see. What's with the game? It's literally just to have something happening on screen while I battle. I guess I need to go through here. It's been ages since I played this, so I don't actually remember how to get through each of the different spaces. Doesn't. Nope. Okay. I don't remember what to do. Okay. Anyway. Screw it. My attention is better spent complaining about this stupid crap. Alright. Halo. Okay. So, for those that don't know, Halo Campaign Evolved, Combat Evolved? Whichever. Combat Evolved is coming out this week. This coming week, correct? Alyssa, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I believe it's this coming week. They've got a pre-release, or like an early access premium version that's coming out in a couple of days, I think. Campaign Evolved is a remake of Combat Evolved. Okay. Anyway, the premium version is basically an early access by 5 days. But yeah, regardless, this is basically a remake of the original Halo. It's coming out very, very soon. It will be available on all of the platforms, at least the current platforms. I don't think it's available on the older consoles like PS4, like a 1X or whatever. Okay, so early access on Thursday with Premium Edition. Okay, great. So, confirming what I thought, but I needed to... I wanted to hedge just in case I was getting that wrong. Okay, so, according to Pirate Nation, and we'll assume this is correct, may or may not be. Okay, so there are a few things here that rub me the wrong way. Okay, so I'm going to tackle each of these lines in order. So, quote, a new Halo leak claims that Halo Studios has changed its plans for the franchise after several reported project cancellations. According to YouTuber Rebs Gaming, the studio originally planned to release 3 Halo games over 3 years, starting with the rumored Halo Combat Evolved remake. That is, of course, the one that is coming this week. Or, well, this week and next week, however you want to think of it. Okay. So let's assume that's accurate. All the rumors have, and I thought previous announcements seemed to lean in this direction. I could be wrong on the announcements. Regardless, that would make sense because there were, of course, 3 Halo games that made up the original. I don't want to call them a trilogy per se because it wasn't really framed that way. But it was 3 games that made up the core story. Okay, so Project Eker, I'm not really sure how that's supposed to be pronounced, was reportedly turned into a battle royale before being canceled. I honestly know nothing about this game or this project. I'm not really sure which it was based on or what it was based on. I'm not going to nitpick or talk too much about that. Okay. Another Halo campaign project was also reportedly canceled. What? Really? Why? What's the logic of this? I want to know that. What's the logic here? Okay. Remakes Halo 2 and 3 are also up in the air. That's kind of what I'm about to address. But we'll get there. Okay. So Halo Studios doesn't currently have a new Halo campaign or multiplayer game in active development. That's the line that immediately gives me massive red flags. I don't know that you could have a franchise more crucial to the Xbox brand, a project more notable, really anything that is likely to garner more profit outside of Call of Duty than a Halo game. Let's be honest, Halo fans are going to shovel out money for this. It's not going to pull as much as, let's say, GTA 6 is going to, sure, but it's like, this is free money. Like, only an idiot wouldn't recognize that this is free money. Okay. But I find myself asking, why? It is, again, free money. There was a line in a old show called Sports Night. A lot of people saw it at the time. It was a 90s TV series. It only got 2 seasons. It was an Aaron Sorkin series, which, for those that know Aaron Sorkin stuff, you kind of know the style of something like that. But at the time, it was leaning a little more like comedy oriented, but with a lot to say. Truly, and I will say this, it was a spectacular show. That's not what this is about, but they had a line in the closing season. Actually, like in the last roughly like 3 or 4 episodes of the series, they had a line where the guy who would go on to play, what was his name? He ended up in the Marvel series as a regular non-hero, but he was basically kind of like the guy who ran S.H.I.E.L.D. I am totally drawing a blank on his name. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that actor at one point has a line saying something to the effect of, if you can't make money with Sports Night, you should get out of the money-making business. And I feel like that applies to Halo. If you can't make money on making a Halo game, go away. Like, you don't belong here. Honestly, like, you don't belong here. You don't have a purpose in the gaming industry. Halo is one of those things. Come on. That'd be like somebody at Nintendo coming up with a Mario game and failing so catastrophically, so stupendously that it loses money. Are you kidding me? How do you do that? You can't. People, all you have to do is literally like write Mario's name on a game. Sorry, Alyssa, I know you're a Bostonian, or well, New Englander, let's say that, or well, northeastern. I suppose that's maybe a little more appropriate. Anyway, so to that point, Mario might be how you'd want to go with that. Anyway, Mario doesn't matter. If you make a freaking Mario game and you make something that can't make money, you're the problem. The same goes for Halo. If you can't make a Halo game that is free money, I know it's an Italian thing, but come on, you know it. You know it. You know that's the deal. Anyway, if you can't make money on Halo, you need to get out of the money-making business. You should not be in gaming if you can't make money on a Halo game, especially a remake of the original 3. Get the F out of here. You're incompetent. I'm sorry. Not you, Alyssa. The game... The people working at Microsoft who don't recognize that this is free fucking money. Okay. So, yeah. They have... At least these rumors would suggest that they have successfully managed to release a Halo game, but they aren't planning or even working on the next on Halo 2 and 3 remakes. This is stupid. Look, they have closed and canceled so many projects and studios. Microsoft has already proven itself completely incompetent when it comes to game studios. Well, the gaming industry. That much we can say with confidence. What the crap? How do you mess up this colossally as to not recognize the basics here? This is so stupid. That's what I get. Okay. Something on that. I can't be there. What the? Get rid of you. Seems it can't go beyond that angle. Okay. So yeah, I don't understand what kind of lack of logic they have going on, but They're clearly making bad decisions over there at Microsoft. Oh, crap. Okay. That didn't work. Pick up this one. That should get us. Yeah, I think that's the way through. As long as we don't put ourselves in the process. Okay. Sweet. All I had to do is take a second to actually look at it. Okay, so, Alyssa, what do you have to say about this? Management has no idea what they're doing, especially when Asha Sharma, they were investing loads of money into Gears, Halo, etc., or said that they were investing. Left a screenshot in game streams in case you got filtered. Hey David, how's it going? You have missed a little bit of a ramble. I'm starting off with complaining about how they are mistreating the Halo series. I am not done. Oh boy, am I not done. Oh crap. Hey, that worked. Okay. That didn't work out. Let's grab you. Excellent. Wow. That's moving so slow. So let's see. Nope. Be careful not to casually walk on spikes for no good reason. We passed over this spot, so I'm not sure if this will get me where I need to go. I don't actually know what the... Oh! Nope, nope. Bad. Okay. So, okay. So, yeah. Boycotting Overwatch. Nope, nope. Bad. Okay. Okay. Guess I need to just do a little bit of cheating to get up there. I'll just make a bunch of boxes. Neat. Okay. So, yeah, current rant is basically on the fact that Halo, despite all logic, is apparently just, there's no guarantee that they're even going to get a Halo 2 or 3. Despite the fact that they've already greenlit the remake of 1, so yeah, that is, in my opinion, just absolute madhouse stupidity. I can't fathom the reason they would not auto greenlight a Halo 2 and 3 remake. I mean, look, granted, I will grant, if somehow 1 turns out to be a total disaster and no one will buy it, no one pays for it, okay, fine. Go ahead at that point, cancel it. The idea that you wouldn't greenlight that from day 1, though, that's just bad business. I don't want to talk about how many times I just missed that same skeleton. Okay. Is there really nothing I can grab up there? Lame. Okay. So we'll just... Not long enough. Ah, yes, it's there. Sweet. There's no way that's not enough. Yeah, I can guess so. Hey, that worked. So, okay. Halo already strikes me as a pretty bad decision. Been ages since I played Triumph, so okay. Stay out of the way of fire. That was the trick. That and good. Okay. Jumping down without knowing whether or not I'm about to land on something bad. Yeah, that sounds alright. Get up there and get whatever is in that chest. How do I get down there? Okay, so Halo is a particularly stupid decision on their part. The fact that they don't realize how very blatantly obvious it is. I didn't want to go down there. Just slice him open. You're gonna throw some fire. Come on. Go fiery. Do your thing. There we go. Okay. That gives us back you. Okay, so I guess the only way back up there is going to be creating a bunch of rocks. Cool. Come on. Straighten up. There we go. Still gotta go higher. But not that high. Nope. Need a small block. Oh, come on. Fine. Okay. We're just gonna give up on that. That's fine. Yeah, you're gonna. Okay, we can do that. Calm down. Not that far down. Oh, I probably could have messed with that. Okay, so as I'm very okay, totally screwed that up. Yeah, okay. Why is... Okay. Level design here is annoying me. Okay. You know what? We're gonna rant. Because this is... I don't remember these levels well enough, and I think I need to rant more. Okay, so Halo has managed to complete it. Like, Microsoft has obviously screwed up here. Halo, they're coming out with a prequel, or not prequel, a remake, but they're evidently making no plans to do remakes of the other games that would obviously be huge moneymakers. This is so stupid. Okay, now another company that belongs to Microsoft, Blizzard, is also making a stupid decision. And I don't think that this is a coincidence. And I'll get to that. But let me read this, because this just strikes me as the epitome of what the absolute crap. How does somebody make such a bad decision? And I think I know why, but we'll get to that. So, buried in this blog post, and I should note, for those that don't follow Overwatch, when Overwatch releases blog posts, they typically do patch notes. That happens every couple of weeks or every month or whatever. Whenever they release a notable update to the game, they do patch notes. That's not what this is. This is in the so-called director's take, and it's more like a blog post. Well, it's exactly that. It's a blog post. It's more like just comments, thoughts. Usually it's got some stuff it has some relevance to the game, but usually it's not hardcore focused on the game. In the sense of, like, it usually doesn't announce major stuff so much as it's kind of thoughts or opinions, maybe takes based on stats, things like that. So this is already a post that the majority of people aren't going to read. Then I want to note a huge chunk of this, you'll note, is up there. Honestly, I actually haven't read this. I don't remember, or I don't know exactly what that's about, but I know it has a bit to do with how Season 3's been going, kind of some of the experiments that they want to try out, stuff like that. Then they have a section on Flex Q and basically talking about how they're experimenting with, instead of doing 2 tanks, 2 DPS, and 2 supports in 6v6, they want to try out a version where it's one tank that's locked in, 3 DPS, where one of them can switch to tank intermittently, and then 2 supports. No notable change to that. Then we get to Dynamic Queue. This is another experiment that they intend to run. These are, so far, all experiments. Then down below, they do have some other stuff. I'm not really going to say much about that. But here in a section titled Game Mode Data, if anyone's hearing that, if anyone's reading the words Game Mode Data and thinking that this is somehow a significant announcement, I commend you, because I read Game Mode Data and I don't expect anything significant out of that. But this is, in fact, actually a really significant announcement. Give us the Cliff Notes version. No, I'm giving you the FU version. Okay, so Game Mode Data. I'll just read this because it's not even that long. One thing our current data shows is a changing trend in participation when it comes to certain modes. As of June 28th, here are some of our statistics for daily player counts for a few different modes. Players can be counted for every mode they play in a session, and all modes aren't listed, so these numbers won't add up to a standard 100%. Yeah, fine, whatever. So they give some stuff, notably, and this is obviously the intention. Unranked 5v5 role queue shows 54% of daily players. There are a few other things in here, but down here at the bottom, Stadium ranked is at 3%. Stadium unranked is at 3%. It feels intentional that these are down here. Quote, overall, 5v5 has maintained its majority and 6v6 continues to see an increase in popularity. Stadium, meanwhile, has settled into a dedicated, smaller audience. With this in mind, we'll continue to support, we'll continue supporting Stadium with seasonal balance updates, rank resets, and rewards. We're not planning on expanding Stadium with new heroes or maps. Instead, we're taking what lessons we've gleaned from building it and applying those lessons and those talented devs to our future plans. David, exactly. Stadium is going on life support. And it's not even good life support. They are full scale basically saying, yeah, we're just going to put it in maintenance mode. We're not going to do any more with it. So Stadium, everyone has already read the writing on the wall. They're interpreting this as Stadium is dead. It will continue to remain in the game. And pretty much everyone has read this and agreed. And they say it outright. It's going to remain in the game. You'll be able to play Stadium. But they're not going to add any more heroes. They're not going to add any more maps. Some people, I've been paying attention, and some people have read between the lines to interpret this to mean they might do hero reworks. They might still do bigger changes. They just aren't going to add new maps or new heroes. I think those people are very optimistic. Unreasonably so, as it were. Nevertheless, this is stupid. Okay, so my read on this is it aligns with what most people seem to be getting out of this, which is that as far as Blizzard is concerned, or rather Team 4, which is the group that is responsible for Overwatch, as far as most of us seem to be reading it, this is basically them saying they're done with Stadium. Stadium is going to go into maintenance mode, and it'll be available when people want to play it. And it will remain available in the sense of, like, if you want to create custom games or anything like that, presumably those will still work. But it's effectively dead. To say the least, I think this is colossally stupid. This is the sort of thing that you do when you don't know how to run a game. And I know, here I am. I'm certainly not in charge of running a game, but I'm the one who's going to say, no, they're getting it completely wrong. They are completely failing at a basic thing that I personally think that they couldn't have failed at more stupendously. David, you know, it's funny. I just got off the phone with Microsoft support for a customer issue, and they told me they don't plan on fixing a bug like 15 minutes ago. Wow. It's almost reminiscent of a story that I have actually previously told. Do I offshoot to talk about that? I'll give the cliff notes on this one. There was many years ago, I was actually in a program to release a launch day app for Windows 8. Yeah, I think it was Windows 8. They reached out to me. They asked me to be a part of this. And basically I was going to be part of a select group that was going to have apps in the store on launch day for Windows 8. This wasn't something they were doing for just anybody. Though technically it wasn't really hard to get into this group, but most people weren't asked to be in it. And there's a whole reason behind this that had to do with work that I did on a Windows Phone 7 app that they really liked. It was a long story. Anyway, so they invited me to do this. And when I was developing the app, at a certain point, I basically said, hey, so, I already I told you guys what this app was going to be. And you said, great, we love it. Please do it. Like, that was part of the program. And they proceeded to then, I basically had to tell them, look, you guys don't have an API that I need. Could that be added? Or is there something I can do? Is there a workaround here? And they said, I filed a full bug report, the whole 9 yards, and their response was to say, oh, that's a really good point, we'll see what we can do. And it just never got fixed. The API was never added. They never did anything about it. It just sat. And at a certain point, I kept contacting them, and my contact at the company who was supposed to be handling this, I kept contacting that person and saying, hey, is anything going to be done about this? And they're like, oh yeah, we're working on it. And it just never got fixed. And I say this, I wish with some irony, but it's true, about a decade later. I don't know exactly. I don't have the number of years, but about a decade later, I got an email saying that they had closed my bug report because it was no longer relevant. Because the API was in fact eventually added with Windows, I believe, 11. It might have been Windows 10, but very late stage Windows 10, but maybe it was Windows 11. I'm not really sure which. By then, I think I had moved on. Yeah, that's how bad they are with this. But yeah, this is how bad Microsoft is at things like this. You said, can't wait to send the customer the email Microsoft is going to send you that the Office subscription you pay for is doing nothing for you. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, so anyway, so Overwatch is effectively killing Stadium. Now, I want to take a brief moment to talk about statistics, because this is something I harp on a lot in the Discord server, and this is why. I think that this is a good example of this. They give this list of percentage of players that on a daily basis go into each of the different game modes. So 54% of daily players apparently hop into unranked role queue, 5v5. Awesome. And 3% go into stadium ranked, 3% go into stadium unranked. Fantastic. And then there's obviously a bunch that fall in between. Notably, ranked role queue 5v5 also sits at a fairly high 37%. And we're already down to under 20% by the time we get to unranked open queue. And then it just tumbles down to sub 10% below that. And notably, outside of, well, no, actually, even mystery heroes. Yeah, so here's the thing. Strictly speaking, these 5 rows here, or 5 categories, are all actually the same game. They just have slightly varied rules. Here's the problem I have with this. How many people who play Stadium also queue in unranked? Or maybe ranked? Like, literally, you hop on, and the first thing you do is maybe play a game or two of unranked before you go play Stadium. I ask this because it's literally what I do. Go back and watch almost every stream I have done, and I probably queue for unranked before I play Stadium at all. Whether it's ranked or unranked, doesn't matter. I probably played at least one match. That being said, go back and watch my streams again and count the time that I play unranked role queue versus the time that I spend playing Stadium. The stats look wildly different when you start factoring that in. I would hop on and play like 2-3 matches of unranked, and then I would spend 4 hours playing Stadium. Ooh, how is that? It's interesting to me. That's not represented here. And I know other people that play Stadium. They all also do roughly the same thing. They all hop on and they might play 1 or 2 warm-up games in regular unranked or ranked, but man, once they're done with those warm-up games, then they go over and play Stadium a crap load. The stats don't show that. If I'm asking the question of how much time do people spend in the game, I'm betting that you would see Stadium suddenly rise to a much higher percentage than unranked, ranked, open queue, any of them, mystery heroes. Which I'm going to call out really quick. I genuinely do not believe that unranked mystery heroes 6v6 is coming in higher than Stadium. Just going to call that a little sus right there. Truthfully, I'm not even kidding. I think these stats might be lying. They should show percentage of toxic players, especially in the same game modes. Can you have 110%? Anyway. Yeah, so I think that this is bullshit. They're killing a game mode that was the source of so much creativity. They recently ran a creator game mode, or creator-inspired game mode, where they basically modified all the different heroes with tweaks. Some of those heroes got almost no tweaks, others got tons of tweaks. Almost all of the heroes that have Stadium versions, not all, but a lot of them, they borrowed from Stadium to give those heroes enhancements. I feel like that says a lot. People like Stadium. People like the game mode. People like the experience. People like what they've done with the heroes. Why the... Who thinks that it's a smart idea to kill Stadium when it is already the source of a lot of the improvements that have happened to heroes, both in the creator mode, but also in the actual game mode? Some of the heroes over the last few seasons have actually been upgraded or enhanced, re-kitted in some way, shape, or form, with features from Stadium. So it's obviously been successful in the sense that it's like the petri dish that they work from. But not only that, it's also a game mode that a lot of people really like. Another thing that is very notable and calls to question a lot of this is if you go on YouTube and look at Overwatch players that specialize in Stadium, their view counts are pretty high. I mean, they're not like stratospheric. They're not through the roof or anything, but they're high, or at least high enough. You don't get that if no one's playing it. So, look, I'm sure Overwatch has a fairly significant number of players still, but there's a pretty dedicated group. There's a lot of people who are watching content from Stadium-focused channels. There are a lot of people who are obviously playing it. Are you really telling me that Stadium represents a measly somewhere between 3 and 6% of players? I don't buy it. I genuinely don't actually believe it. So yeah, I'm calling kind of BS on this. I think I'm not saying that they're necessarily lying, but I think that they're choosing to misrepresent the statistics. And they're the only ones that have those stats, so you know, we can't really call it out based on anything other than a suspicion. But Stadium is one of those things that has been... It revitalized the game. When it came out, look, I'm not going to say otherwise. I was reasonably addicted to playing Overwatch, but I was definitely hitting a point where I was getting bored of it. When Stadium came out, a lot of people started referring to classic Overwatch rules as normal watch. I never said this, but I actually kind of personally in my head started referring to it as boring watch. And I look at Stadium as a completely new and interesting version of the game. They took what was already good and massively improved it. Here they are killing the thing that it brought tons of people back to the game and frankly kept a lot of people in the game. One of the biggest complaints about normal watch or boring watch was that it became too much of a game about counter picks. So basically, if you saw what the opposing team's tank was, you would pick a hero, either a tank or DPS or whatever, that basically countered that tank or some other hero on their team. This was an obnoxiously common behavior. People love to talk trash about it, and I get why. But yeah, it's had its problems. It just is what it is. It's part of the game. The thing is, Stadium broke that mechanic. It locked you into a hero, which is not something I've always been the biggest fan of, but it locked you into a hero. And then your method of countering opposing heroes was to pick abilities and powers that, by their nature, made you capable of doing something in response to another hero's abilities and powers. you had to actually think. You had to play smarter. You had to make use of what you had. It wasn't just, oh, they've got a diva, so we need to play as Arya. They've got a Malga, so someone on our team has to go Ana. These are generic counter picks. You almost don't have a choice in doing them. In Stadium, you had choices. You had ways to work around it. And different heroes could really bring a different strategy to the game. Stadium was just better. It was the better game mode. It resulted in evolutions to the game that would not have happened if they just stuck behind the classic game mode. So, why did my screen just go wonky? So I have a bit of a theory. In the same way that I think they just killed the Halo games, the reason I think they did that is the same reason that Microsoft has been in the news a lot lately. They just shut down, or, well, not shut down officially, but they basically are trying to sell off or get rid of multiple game studios. I think they are doing an across-the-board firing spree. And look, they've been doing this at a few different studios, for sure. They're getting rid of whole studios. And I think at the studios that they're not getting rid of, I think they've told them, find a way to lose some people. Do whatever it takes, just get some people out of your roster. You get to stay a studio if you just can some people. And I think that's what's actually happening here. I think when they talked to Halo Studios, I think what they basically said was, you don't know for sure that Halo Campaign Evolved is going, or Combat Evolved, whichever. You don't know that that's going to be a huge success. So before it's a huge success, you need to come up with an answer to it. You need to come up with another game, because unless you know that these remakes are going to be like massive money makers, you just need to have other games in mind. And hey, I get that. That's not totally unreasonable. That is not the worst strategy to say, come up with a backup plan. I'm fine with that. To say you need to fire people no matter what, that's a bad strategy. And I think that's what they're doing. And I think they did the same thing with Blizzard, or Team 4. Again, for anyone not paying attention, Team 4 is the group that develops Overwatch. So I think what they did is they basically told Team 4, find a way to lose some people. We don't care how, find a way to lose some people. Or maybe they said, you don't have to lose some people, but find a way to make more money. Just, we don't care what you do, how you do it, just find a way to make more money. And I think that that's how we ended up with basically the situation we're in now, where it's basically where they're pulling developers off of Stadium, or that's what the blog post says at least. They're pulling developers off of Stadium so that they can work on other project or other things. So I'm gonna ask, like, what are those other things? Because it seems like they had enough developers working on the main game mode. Unranked, ranked, mystery heroes, whatever. Like, these are all the same game mode. They're just slightly tweaked in, like, I mean, mystery heroes, it's literally you get a kill or you get killed or whatever, and you just get randomly swapped to a different hero. And it's the same game mode, just Just your hero selection varies. Ranked and unranked, these aren't really changing. Like, nothing's changing here. And they've been able to develop new heroes while still creating Stadium. So I don't see why they need more developers on those tasks. The logical explanation is they're probably taking developers off entirely and just shrinking their team. That I've seen another explanation, which is people cynically, and I say cynically, but I don't disagree with it. There have been a lot of theories that they're just going to make developers start working on more skins that they can sell. The funny thing is, there is some credibility in that theory. They recently launched Ultra skins, which, yes, for anyone not paying attention, they have common, epic, legendary. Did they have? Oh yeah, sorry. It's common, rare, epic, and legendary skins. Those were the original skins. Then they eventually added mythic skins. More recently, they added an ultra rarity skin, which is basically kind of like a legendary skin, but with effects. And in China exclusively, at least currently, they have what's called evolution skins. Now, it's probably going to make its way to the US. All signs point to it's almost certainly going to be a US thing too. But evolution skins, as you get kills throughout the match, your skin actually shifts and changes, which is a neat concept. I really have nothing against the concept, but this is a thing that has literal gotcha elements in China, as in you have to jump through some hoops and you might be able to pull this skin from a loot box, and the odds of pulling it are, if I remember correctly, it's something like 1.6%, or maybe it was 3.6%. It was something very low. And so these evolution skins are kind of designed around being expensive. I can't help but look at this and think, yeah, they're kind of intentionally being crappy. They might be redirecting developers to do this kind of thing, and maybe not. That's just a loose assumption. But one way or the other, they're tasking developers with, or they're taking away the task of developing a game mode that a lot of people actually like and has been the source of a lot of good quality improvements to the game. And they're instead directing those people to work on something else. Or they're just going to get rid of them. Who knows? But they're not going to be working on Stadium. And maybe, just maybe, they're going to work on other game modes. Maybe there are other things that they're going to work on. Maybe they're going to develop new heroes. Maybe they're going to develop new game modes, new maps, new other things. I can't say with certainty they're not going to be working on other things that will improve the actual core game. But if they're not working on Stadium, and if there isn't another game mode to work on, I feel like they're probably cooked. Like, they're gone. So I think that's what's actually happening here. I think they're basically just killing the game mode because it's not necessary, and in turn they're just firing more developers, or at least game designers, or whatever you want to call them, whatever they're going to be doing. I think that's what's actually happening. So bad Microsoft, you're doing a bad thing. You're doing a bad thing in a bad way. You're ruining one of the things that a lot of people really like. I don't think there's any redeeming way to spin this. So David, let's see. In collecting data, it says limited time events. They're just gonna keep doing stuff to puff up drives week. Probably, yeah. So I'm gonna read between the lines a little further on this and make some dumb predictions. I think so. They say that they're going to keep doing balance updates, seasonal balance updates, which is curiously vague. I think what that actually means is they're basically not going to do like any major changes to heroes after this, which is funny because they literally just did reworks of every single hero on the roster. Some of them didn't get big reworks at all. Some of them got very minor tweaks. Most of them, in fact, I would argue, didn't really get big changes. A few of them got some fairly significant changes. What bothers me is they, in my opinion, they actually left it in worse shape than it was in before the changes. But only slightly. What bothers me more is, frankly, if they had done this sooner, I actually would have been happier with Stadium, because some of their most recent additions, specifically Vendetta and Jetpack Cat, I think were actually the most harmful to Stadium. And I say this unironically. I know several people that quit playing in Stadium because of Jetpack Cat and Vendetta. Specifically, those two heroes have been the biggest instigators to get people to stop playing in Stadium, which isn't promising when you really think about it. So yeah, I'm not loving that. If they want to do balance updates, the easiest fix would honestly just be removing those two, and you'd get a lot of people back into Stadium. A lot of people aren't big fans of Doomfist being in there either. David, I like that. Just sell Xbox so they can stop doing more harm than good. Oh my god, yes. Yes. I think you just cracked it right there. So, they say they're also going to do rank resets and rewards. I have a bit of a theory here. I think they probably already did skins for all of the heroes that are in Stadium, and possibly even a few that never got added. Whiskey? No, just some cranberry juice. Maybe a little rum in there too. But so I think what they're doing, or what they're going to do, my suspicion is that they're going to make all of the remaining skins, the Stadium skins, available, and they're basically just going to run out the clock on Stadium. They're going to wait until all the heroes, until most of the players kind of abandon it, and they'll do what they ultimately did with the mastery levels. Chances are nobody listening to this is probably going to remember those. They were these solo levels that you basically went into. They were timed, and the idea was just use a hero's abilities to kill a bunch of generic bots. 90 minutes. Yep. I've got words to say. I told you. It's gonna get spicy, or it did get spicy. I mean, I'm literally calling executives incompetent here. So, spicy it is. Anyway, so, and I am actually almost done, but I will be playing shortly. So, the thing is, I think what they're going to do is make all the skins available. Or at least at some point, they'll probably come up with some final Stadium season thing where, like, if you climb to a high enough rank, you just get all of the stadium skins or something like that, or maybe you have to do it with each hero or something. They'll come up with something. So you can still get the stadium skins if you play enough stadium. But that'll be their, like, last hurrah. They'll kill stadium with this. I think they don't even know really what they're going to do. But I think they want to kill stadium. And part of this is, too, because, and this is a real thing, within the Overwatch team, they have actually gone through multiple projects to shrink the download and install size. This is actually a thing with Overwatch. I know it for a fact. I've heard it from developers. They've actually done a lot to try to shrink the install size because there is a belief, and they're not wrong, that if the install size is too large, there's a percentage of players that are likely to delete Overwatch so that they can make room to install other games. So they want Overwatch to be small enough that it won't be one of the target games to be uninstalled. And I get that. Like, that makes sense. It's not unreasonable. My hunch is that they recognize Stadium makes Overwatch a bigger game. And so I think they recognized that that's something that they basically need to shrink out of existence, would probably be the most appropriate way to say it. I think they just need to kill Stadium so that they can get Overwatch's size back down below a certain threshold. And so, you know, I'm not saying that that's the main reason. It's certainly more about, like, just getting people off of staff, like shrinking their developer team. But I think it also does factor in that when they're looking at different elements, shrinking the game is actually a desirable goal. Anyway, so yeah, I think they're completely screwing up. I don't think any sane person looks at this and thinks the smart thing to do is get rid of a game mode that actually drew in a lot of people. Even if they don't have a high percentage of the player base going into Stadium, the player base that they have is going to shrink more when Stadium is gone. I'm not even kidding when I say I kind of don't want to play Overwatch right now. I have a bit of a reflex where I kind of want to go play it, but I don't. And I felt very little desire to go play it, knowing that Stadium is kind of on the chopping block. And that's something that they should be dreading that. They should be so afraid of more people going, you know what? I just don't want to go back. Like, when the game mode that we like is going away, or at least going to lose a bunch of players, it kind of just signals to us, yeah, we just don't want to go back. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at. They blew it. So that being said, there is, I don't have it immediately up right now, but hold on, let's find it. Okay, I actually need to go sign this myself, but if anyone cares enough, now that we're this deep into it, oh, come on. Where's it at? Okay, I have a link I'm going to paste into chat. This is a change.org link. If anyone cares to go sign it, it is basically telling the Overwatch devs, hey, we'd really like to actually keep this game mode around. Currently, it has been signed by about 1,600 people. I still need to go in and do it myself. The only reason I haven't is because I really want to write up a very extensive comment that is a lot of what I said here, plus a few other things. So, yeah. Hopefully this will do something to change their minds. Alright. Anyway, so enough ranting, enough raving. I'm actually at I actually have hit the 90-minute mark on the video. So we're going to finally get into some Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's find the right view. There we go. And it has been a surprisingly long time since I played, so it's going to actually take me probably a little bit of time to remember all the controls. Also, where were we going with the story? Also, I should probably... Okay, make sure I have the right window up so I can see what's even going on. Maker's End and then Borderlands. Okay, we'll go Maker's End. Which is all the way up here. Oh, yeah. I remember this. Okay. So... Just because I'm already so close to that, I'm going to head over and try to get that campfire. And then I will teleport up to the other one. Oh, this is a rough fight.
My focus is receiving another signal.
That, okay. Like I said, it's going to take me a second to remember all the right buttons. Okay. Really? I feel like I would have hit him on a couple of these. Okay. Got a kill on the flying thing. Which is kind of a big deal because it makes him it makes this fight way less difficult. Got one of the big ones down. Ooh, big hit. Playing really safe, mostly because I think I will screw up if I play more aggressively.
Can stop tensing up.
So anyway, David, Alyssa, how are you two doing? Now that I've ranted and raved for a while. Okay. That fight went way better than I think it should have.
Might need that.
Good deal. Oh, a little more. There you go. Down, bird, down. We'll save again. Yeah, you'll be streaming Halo, which cool.
Have to climb up to the tall neck's head. Uh-oh, spotted.
Come on, buddy. A lot more things here than I realized. I should not have picked that fight without picking off a few of them first. Okay. You want to get into a fight? We can get into a fight. Okay, where was the one I was actually fighting with? Because that wasn't it. There you are. Death until you finally fall down. Really? Come on. Dude, just fall down. You're dead. There we go.
Again.
Yeah, I feel like I'm playing so much safer than I normally would on this. Now that I got that shot in, let's get the hell away from it. You're about to get mad. Definitely from the healing potion, but I was nearly dead. Well, fine. You can play with that game. Why is that guy just ignoring me as I shoot him? Okay.
I think I'm in the clear.
Let's make a few more of those, because I haven't been able to make those in a while. And those... Cool. I think I have basically cleared this whole area, so I can finally...
That was worth it.
Get up on this guy. And too late to get onto that spot, so let's collect
I'll tuck that away.
that.
should be able to jump onto the tonic from here. All right. Now I just have to reach its head.
This a bit of a journey. Give me that juicy map data. And we just opened up all this territory. Ooh. Wow. You went up to there. Big thing right there. Okay. So we've done that. You know what? We're close enough to that one. Let's unlock that, and then we'll teleport up north. Oh boy, I didn't even realize I was right next to that guy. Well, let's just do that real quick. I don't think that's how that fight was supposed to go, but hey, it worked.
These will keep.
Okay, campfire has been activated. There. A couple of things right there. Grab this stuff and
Nutritious.
okay, cool. Now we will teleport up here. Okay, loot the equipment stash. We're on the way to meeting, I can't remember the character name, but it's the one voiced by Lance Reddick. Anything in here we don't have? Nope. really feel the need to go for the armors. We already have that. We'll grab the freebie just because. And resources. I should probably actually dump some of this stuff because there's very likely a lot of redundancies, kind of like the Watcher lenses. Yeah, we'll dump those. Sure, some of those. That makes space. Excellent.
This won't go quietly.
I'm about to die from freaking horses. Okay, that was not how that should have gone. I just wanted to override some of them, or one of them, but sure, we'll just kill all of my convenient horses. I'll instead have to spend a little time hunting.
If I stay out of sight. Eclipse, just like he said.
Don't give them easy targets. Humans can't afford any more losses. Fight! Where is she? Here!
These guys are not pros.
You're finished.
Sure, buddy. Whatever you say.
The snow's got a bite out here.
Yeah, we're close enough. I don't really have a reason to go for the horses. I'll just run past them. Oh, really? You're gonna come... You don't want to come after me.
I said it would be. Not a bad selection. I'll put those to use. Why are you doing this?
Because I want you to succeed. Good hunting. We'll talk later.
Wait! Damn him.
Lance Reddick speaks.
corrupted watchers, acting as guards. The Eclipse and corrupted machines, cooperating. One happy family.
Indeed. Alright, buddy. Come over here. We're just gonna take you down real quick. No big deal.
These aren't cheap.
Okay. Get to the ruins.
Forged Delvers made off with any riches long ago, but not the ancients buried in the ground.
They're scanning for me.
That's fair play. You're scanning for them. Nobody up there. No one behind. Okay. Oh, why'd you have to move?
This'll help.
Stand still. Or don't. I don't care. Kind of like to be able to take out these two.
To arms!
Anyone else?
Let the shadow guide you!
I think the shadow has guided me quite well. Thank you.
Show no mercy!
Anyone left? I don't think so.
These dig sites, they're massive.
Wait, what is this? Health potion. that music or sound effects? Did not want to fall off there, but whatever. Okay.
All these ruins.
To me, brothers!
Okay. I probably should have been sneaking, but okay, we're here. This has happened. Oh crap. Did not expect one of those.
The corruptor. That might prove a challenge. Calm, calm.
Oh, come on. Let me select both of them. No, guess not.
It's a start.
Well, you didn't put up nearly as much of a fight as I thought you would. Didn't anyone raise an alarm?
We might have trouble.
We might have trouble. Yeah, buddy. All your friends are dead. You might have some trouble. Okay, I don't really need to go in there, but... Okay.
It's heavy. World's going white.
The enemies are less of a problem for me than the map glitching. Okay, so we pretty much cleared all of that. Let's head for the ruins.
An explosion.
Love that there's a huge gap there I can't go through.
Another explosion.
Rotate turret! And fire! All weapons operational. Time to get it moving, and be quick about it. No daydreaming. Soon.
Kill the cultist and the Deathbringer.
Another gathering.
Has to be one of the Deathbringers Olin talked about. Fitting name. I'll never get into that tower. Unless I destroy that thing first.
Okay. Really wish I had a little more health to go into this, but so it goes.
That was close.
Sounds like a Las Vegas casino. But like the super disappointing version of it. I can't even see that guy even now. would the Deathbringer care if those others were dead? Yeah, that guy won't notice me.
I'm not here.
Someone's out there killing us. Look.
Come over here. Let's prove your theory.
I'm gonna check that out.
Focus. It stopped working.
I've disabled his focus. The rest is up to you.
I'll handle it. Steam's blasting out. I wonder if those are weak points.
These guys are really not picking up on the hint that... I really wish this thing would stop re-aiming for me. But yeah, these guys are really not picking up on the hints. Their men are dying all around them. Stop re-aiming.
Clever.
Okay. Those things aren't working, so let's try fire. Hey, look at that. The house didn't lose.
Got eyes on him. Damn! Lost him.
Idiot.
Did it. Those things pack a punch. see what you have to say. What is this?
The entity lives. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
What the hell was that? Hades? Hey! Mysterious stranger, did you see that? No answer, huh? Figures. Things just keep getting stranger. I need to find a way inside the tower.
Okay, let's do a little bit of quick inventory management on modifications. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to drop those. I was disassembling them.
Soaked from melted snow.
Okay.
Looks tight, but I can squeeze through.
Wasn't that tight?
Hold for identiscan.
One of these again.
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobek. Please step inside.
Dr. Sobek, you are 355,510 days overdue for your meeting with Mr. Farrell. Please proceed to the 35th floor.
Wait. 350,000. That's hundreds of years ago. What's going on?
You know, I'm not really going to question the math skills per se, but I do wonder a little bit how good at math are they? There we go.
The protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, quantum encryption, black quartz stuff, way beyond military grade. That's what you demanded. So that's what we delivered.
You don't code something you can't crack. All we need is a backdoor. Upload the latest service pack update and the problem goes away.
You specifically forbade us from leaving anything resembling a backdoor in code. Every protocol to Black Quartz standard. Your words. Look, if you need me to fudge some projections, it's nothing we haven't done before.
I don't need fudged projections. I need a way to reassert control over the Hearts Timor swarm.
I don't know what to tell you, Ted. You're asking the impossible.
So, codes. They needed codes of some kind to control the machines. But they got out of control. Sounds bad. Full already.
What are we leaving behind? Health boost potion. What does that do exactly? Short period of time. That's what I figured. Okay.
A statue of one, anyway. A machine built to kill. And they honored it?
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow are being solved today. With over 25,000 human employees based in nations and corporate holdings across the globe, Faro leads the world in every sector of self-sustaining, fully automated technology. From revolutionary consumer products close to home, like the Faro Focus, to the dynamic chariot line of peacekeeping robots halting bloodshed in conflict zones across the globe, Faro remains committed to making the future smarter, brighter, safer, and always surprising. Faro Automated Solutions. For every problem of life, a smart solution.
So they made the Focus. 25,000 people? That's bigger than a tribe. So they made machines and devices. I guess those things were common in their world. What was this place? What were they doing here?
It was a corporation. A group of people not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
Yeah, go on.
I've uploaded some data files to your Focus. They'll help you understand.
Up, up, and away.
The air. There's no smell to it. Not even old death. Nothing natural. but I could get through. I'll bet I can use that as a ramp to get back up.
Okay. Where do I need to go? I know there's a marker over there, but I feel like there's got to be something else buried down in this whole space.
No space.
Okay, so already been there.
Looks like I can climb here. Anything over here? So people were angry at Faro, at the corporation. They blamed this place for something. Something bad.
The ACA-3 Scarab combines conventional and information warfare capabilities in one package. Designed for high-speed, all-terrain... The BOR-7 Horus. Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether your need is to replace battlefield losses or intensify force projection, the Horus's onboard manufacturing capabilities mean you'll never get stuck waiting for the next arms delivered. Simply redefine your force parameters, and the Horus will fabricate additional units to fill the ranks for an affordable per-unit licensing fee. Meanwhile, the biomass conversion systems of other Chariot line models allow them to keep the Horus fueled, repaired, and ready, extending its operational tolerances beyond that of any competing Titan-class platform. That's the Horus advantage. Always regulating, always ready. The future of automated warfare made real today.
The Metal Devil. So these were farm machines too. Manufacturing capabilities. They can make more of themselves. Then how would you ever stop them?
The FSP-5 Kopesh provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency operations with minimal environmental impact. Multilinear target processing provides simultaneous real-time threat analysis and legal review for autonomous domestic operations. Or control can be slaved to the Swarm's neural network for weapons-free force application. Either way, when it's time to call out the big guns, it's time to call Kopesh.
The Deathbringer. So this was the heavy hitter. Main battle force indeed. Looks like the way up. What's left of it. It'll be a long way up. Frozen metal most of the way. Not making this easy, Dr. Sobek. If plants can find a way to hang on up here, guess I can too. Snow. It's not getting any warmer out here. I'd have to ditch something.
What am I leaving behind? Nah, don't care. What? I don't recall walking off an edge, but okay. Oh boy.
A way up. All it takes is a few good handholds. All right, made it. Wonder what we'll find. So much for being careful.
Nope.
All
Examine.
data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy Alpha privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
A file has been recovered.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
Alright, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So, spit it out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted Faro brought Elizabeth Sobek here, but they hated each other.
Another phone has been recovered.
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots.
Peacekeepers.
That consume biomass as fuel.
In emergencies.
And you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I did?
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating, Ted, it will strip the Earth bare in 15 months. We're not talking fall of civilization. We're talking extinction.
I get it, Liz. So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
You know what I mean.
Right. Before the truth gets out, you mean?
Liz, I will do anything you say.
He looks...
Keep working it, and whatever you recommend, I'll do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted.
Ted kind of looks like, what's his name?
The
That
Faro robots threatened all life on Earth. But somehow she defeated them. The world of the old ones fell, but life went on, or we wouldn't be here.
A final phone has been recovered.
Ted looks like, damn it, what is his name? The guy that runs OpenAI. Sam Altman. See, we were thinking the same thing.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus,
Right?
Liz. There has to be another way.
Like if
there a nicer
Sam
way to
Altman
fix
was
your
a
mess,
man.
I would have proposed it.
But this? When I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I'm speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me.
Evidently she does.
I'll sign.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
Hey.
Made her solution so terrible. What did she do to stop the robots?
Executive access detected. Express lift opened.
He said, God forgive me. That places him well above Elon Musk, at least, because Elon Musk thinks he is God.
up. Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you've just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish. Do you really have no idea how monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy? I expected more of you.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Of all the questions you could ask right now, that's the one you choose. I've spent decades searching the ruins of the old ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them. For years, I've suspected that Pharaoh robots destroyed their civilization, but I could never confirm it. And in minutes, you uncover more ancient knowledge than I have in a lifetime, and what you want to know is my name. Silence. That's my name. Now, why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
If you're so smart, why do you know so little after a lifetime scratching around in the dirt? It's not my fault you're bad at what you do. I came to these ruins looking for Elizabeth Sobek, not because of the things she did centuries ago, but because people are trying to kill me right now, today. I've got bigger problems to deal with than your crap.
Congratulations. You just graduated from whining to throwing a temper tantrum. I'm sure Elizabeth would be proud. You need to get a grip on yourself and start thinking straight. Only then will you see just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elizabeth Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Pharaoh robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The Old One's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
Not so fast, Silence. You've got some explaining to do.
I've told you quite enough. If you still got questions, be quick about it and stop wasting my time.
Oh, so much dialogue.
So far as I can tell, the Eclipse are just following orders. It's Hades who wants me dead. Who is he?
I don't know. The Eclipse describe him as a buried shadow, some kind of devil.
That thing that spoke to me outside, that made that focus explode. That was Hades. It didn't seem like a person or a machine. More like a phantom. With a terrible voice.
All that's certain is that he wants you dead.
Because of my connection to Elizabeth. Has to be.
Hades is using the Eclipse to resurrect Pharaoh robots.
But if Elizabeth found a way to stop them centuries ago, if she made special weapons, maybe Hades is worried I'll do the same thing.
In some of the ancient data I've recovered, there are hints of so-called super weapons being developed. Maybe to stop the robots, the civilization of the old ones had to destroy itself. Now, if that's enough talking, be on your way.
Oh no. I'm just getting started. You've been getting a free ride on my focus, risking nothing while I risk everything. All I have to do is take this thing off my head, and you'll be blind, deaf, and dumb. So quit complaining and answer my questions.
Very well. Proceed.
You said you've known for some time that Pharaoh war machines destroyed the civilization of the old ones.
The evidence pointed that way. But until now, I never knew the full scope of their danger. That they could process organic matter into fuel, or that the Horus class could manufacture more robots. Like a cauldron on legs.
But the robots we've seen so far, the Corruptors and Deathbringers, they don't do those things.
Not yet, anyway. So far, we haven't encountered any that are undamaged. At full power, who knows what they're capable of?
Who are you, Silence? And what are your intentions?
You really need to make this personal? I'm a lone wanderer who left his tribe behind a long time ago. An explorer of forbidden places, a searcher of lost knowledge. Exactly as I said.
Why do you know so much about the Eclipse?
I happen to know a lot about a lot of things. If what you're really asking is whether I work for the Eclipse or anyone else, I don't. I am nothing if not independent.
You've been using my focus to spy on me. How is that possible?
Every focus emits a signal, a voice, that only other focuses can hear. I know how to string those voices together, how to make them talk to each other, to communicate, even over vast distances.
How do you learn to do that?
Years of study and experimentation. In principle, it's not so different from how you override machines. I override focuses.
And you can spy through other Eclipse's focuses too.
Usually. All I'll say is that overriding the connections is complicated.
Is there any chance that Elizabeth Sobek could still be alive somehow?
It's highly unlikely, but not impossible. Some of the ancient data I've recovered includes mentions of life extension techniques. Pharmaceuticals mostly, an ancient word for medicine. But some were still trying to perfect ways of freezing and unfreezing people.
Freezing and unfreezing people?
Cryogenics, they called it. But there were problems with it. Given Elizabeth's technological acumen, I can't definitively rule out that she found a way to make herself immortal. But this is speculation. Wasting time.
Elizabeth told Ted Faro she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command to tell people about Zero Dawn.
The place still exists as a ruin. The Asaram call it the Grave Horde.
Grave Horde? Cheery name.
You'll find it in the Eastern Mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll meet in person, and your manners had better be improved. Well, getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here, at least. U.S. Robot Command next, to learn the secrets of Zero Dawn.
Made a couple skill points. What do I want to spin them on? I'll think about that later.
Here comes the snow. The scrapes.
Alright, I think I'm gonna head down to that campfire, and that's probably a good spot to stop. I'll deal with that stuff later.
Got one.
Grab those since I really need the healing out of them. Not at this moment, but
Keep quiet now.
basically as soon as I run into any next fight. Okay. We'll go back and resave. Cool. Okay. I'm going to call that a good stopping point because it's about 20 till 2. A little less than that. And I'm already pretty tired because I haven't slept in hours. Many, many hours, that is. So, perfect moment to call it a good... plus, there's no real story that happens until I get to wherever the next mission point is, which is all the freaking way over here. Obviously, I can fast travel to some of it. Wait, really? I thought this was the expansion. No, I guess not. Okay. Could also go to that one. I know I need to do that anyway. So, where does that take us? Down there? Okay. I'm actually going to fast travel just to that one, and then that's our stopping point. So, with that, thanks everyone for coming by. Thanks if you listened to my very long rant about all the stupid crap that game studios are doing, and companies that own them are doing to the game studios. Because, yeah, screw that noise. Anyway, I hope everyone had a good time. Sorry, I am running low on energy at this stage, but, well, that's just sometimes how it goes. With that, if you'd like to support the channel, there are links down below to Cash App, Streamlabs, and Patreon. And a huge thanks to supporters of the channel, Alyssa, David, Diablo, Carson, and Austin. With that, I hope everyone has an excellent rest of their weekend, and I'll catch you all in the next one, which should be a Wednesday. Bye-bye, everybody.